Alright, it's time for another pickups video here on the channel. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. This is pretty much some of the stuff I got over the past couple months, however long it's been since my last pickups video. I'm not quite sure, but I got some games and a few other things to show you, so thank you for joining me here. First thing we got is another Frank Music album physically. This is the only one of his main albums that I didn't have physically. It was really hard to get. He had like, I think, 4 or 5 more left in his store that he was able to acquire, because for a while he wasn't even selling them. And that's his third album, Between, which might actually be my favorite album of his. I don't know if I've shown this off on a pickups video yet or not. If I have, again, I apologize. Sometimes I don't remember what I've shown and haven't shown. So it's a double disc album. It has the entire album, of course, on CD, and then the second CD is actually a acoustic version, all done on piano, which is just absolutely beautiful. So it's the same album but done on grand piano by him, sung and played, and with another bonus track on there of a song that is just meant for the piano. So it's really good. I'm just really glad to have this album and to complete my Frank Music collection up to date. He now has, 11 albums, I think, now, with a 12th one coming out this year. He's just pumps out the music incredibly. He's just such a talented artist that I always recommend to people. Alright, let's get into some games now. First one we got is Contra on NES. Of course, a lot of you donated channel points on Twitch. I accumulate just from watching to bring this to the channel, so thank you for wanting to see that. That is a authentic copy of Contra. Next we got some Series X stuff. We have Alone in the Dark, the new Alone in the Dark game I picked up. I already played through this one. This was pretty good. I wouldn't say it's like a top tier survival horror, but it's definitely a very good game. Worth playing if you're a fan of the genre. I had a good time with it. And I also picked up Elex 2. I liked the first one, so here's the second one. Finally got this. This was dirt cheap. A used copy of that, so figured now was the time to pick that up. I will definitely play that. And this is a case for the finals. So obviously this is a free-to-play digital-only game that I really like, though. And I have shown off of cases I bought before off of like eBay. A guy makes custom cases that are really good, and this is another one of them to display. Obviously there's no game in there or anything, but he does have like a back with all the stuff. It looks so professionally done. Looks like it just came off the shelf from a GameStop. You have the spine as well. You'll be seeing more of his work in this episode too, by the way. So there's a case for the finals on Series X. That's a fun game. Here's a Switch game, a little indie platformer called Kraken Odyssey. It is going to be on YouTube if it hasn't been uploaded already. I finished the game. It had some issues with the performance and stuff and glitching, but it was still a fun game nonetheless. There was a lot of really fun levels. The levels are really short, so you can beat them in usually 2 minutes, maybe even less. They're fun little platforming levels, and yeah, it's a pretty fun game for a little indie game. I just think they needed a little more time with the game. Since it is the year of the platformers for me, here's another one. I just picked this up, and that's Spyro Enter the Dragonfly for the PS2. I haven't played any Spyro games ever, so this is the first Spyro game I've ever put into my collection, into my library. And yeah, I didn't grow up playing Spyro or anything, so this would be my first attempt at a Spyro game if I play this one first. Comes with a soundtrack and everything. That's pretty cool. Alright, next up we got some PS5 stuff. Been buying a lot of stuff for the PS5 since I got my PS5 in December. And just loving it. Just adding so many games. A lot of games that are like cross-platform I'm getting for the PS5 too. Just because I enjoy the console so much. Here's Ninja Turtles Arcade Wrath of the Mutants. This is a release of a 2017 beat-em-up arcade that some people may not know existed, and I played this last night, as of the time of this recording anyways. and I had a really good time with it. This is really, really fun. There's no online play. It is 4-player co-op though, couch co-op. I did play a little bit of this in the arcade once, like years ago, and I thought it was pretty cool, but I think that this is probably a better version because it has more stuff to it. I believe they said they added levels and bosses, but I couldn't tell you exactly what they added. But yeah, it's really, really fun. I think it's a pretty good beat 'em up. Some really cool levels in that game. It's not going to hold up to like Turtles in Time or anything, but it's still good. All right, here's another one of those custom cases that I got ordered and delivered, and that's Tales of Kenza Rizal. This is an awesome game, digital only, so I wanted a case. He was making cases for this one. As you can see, these are just really well done. This is a great indie Metroidvania type of game that I'm really, really enjoying. The music and atmosphere in this game is so well done. The controls are great. The combat's really interesting because you have a mix between range and, you know, a close range thing, but then you also have like abilities to like freeze enemies, or, you know, you can throw like spears at them and stuff. So there's a lot of cool things with the movement too. Beautiful, beautiful looking game graphically, just really impressive, and definitely recommend this to any Metroidvania Metroidvania players. I've been having a blast with it. I can't wait to go back to that game. Alright, here's a few heavy hitters for the PS5. We have Rise of the Ronin, one of my favorite games that's come out this year so far. I'm trying to 100% this game. I'm sure you're seeing a lot of uploads of this on the channel. Absolutely brilliant game. And then we have Stellar Blade, another brilliant game that I'm really enjoying on the PS5. A mix between a hack and slash and a Souls-like game. People are comparing it to, I guess, a Devil May Cry type of game. So if you're a fan of that type of thing, you will probably really love this. Beautiful looking game with great music. The combat did take a bit for me to warm up to, but once I got used to it and figured it out more, I became really like in love with the combat in this game, and I do enjoy it. There's not really much bad stuff I can say about it other than the fact that it just took me a bit to warm up to the combat. Other than that, I'm thoroughly enjoying the game. I think it's really good. Alright, those are the games. One more thing to show you guys, and that is this awesome graphic novel by David Duchovny. Some of you may know from the X-Files. I'm a fan of his music. I have one of his books. So he's a writer as well as a musician and an actor. He's one of probably my favorite people in Hollywood because I really enjoy a lot of his stuff that he does. And this is a graphic novel that he did called Kepler. I've been looking for this every time I go into Barnes and Nobles. I check for this. They never have it. And I just randomly went into one recently and they happened to have it. So I picked it up. This is Kepler. This is the story by David Duchovny, and I believe the art is by Philip Sevi. So looking forward to checking this out and reading it and enjoying it. So David Duchovny doing so many different things. Really cool. A lot of I know actors have gone into making some graphic novels as well, which is interesting. You know that they usually transition into music a lot of the time, but graphic novels now is a thing too. We've seen actors do. See, Keanu Reeves has made one. I have a graphic novel by Chad Michael Murray that's actually really good too. But that's it, guys. That's all I'm going to show you today. If I accumulate some more stuff here and there, I will of course make another pickups video when the time is right. But I appreciate you checking it out. Thanks for stopping in. Be safe. Enjoy yourselves as the summertime is coming. Till next time, 0 is the number.